So before I start the next chapter, I should explain, like, I could have ended the book there because technically that was the end of that journey. But there were some things that happened afterward that I just felt like I needed to include in the book because they were a different part of the journey. So this is part 2, which is not as long as part 1, thankfully. So this is chapter 42, A Different Ending. Ending. Quote, a final part of something, especially a period of time, end quote. This is according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary anyway. If that is the case, I had definitely hit an ending. All the treatments that had been recommended were complete. I could now look forward to moving on with my life and setting cancer on a shelf high above me, never to be reached again. Unfortunately, I overlooked one thing. Cancer does not like to be put on a shelf. Once it latches onto you, it is there to stay, even if it is not actively ravaging your body anymore. It sits in the dark recesses of your brain and taunts you. It waits for you to get comfortable, and then it sends out its tentacles, twisting and winding around you until you can no longer move. In the beginning, I just wanted to get the surgeries and treatments over with as quickly as possible so that I could move on with my life and pretend that the whole thing had never happened. I naively thought that it would be like having the flu. You have it, you'd be miserable for a while, and then you would move on. Now that I was in the aftermath of cancer, I was surprised to find out that I still had a very large battle to fight. That battle came in the form of PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD is a disorder associated with anxiety. It can occur after a period of major trauma in your life, usually one involving injury or the possibility of death. Let's see, had I experienced any periods of trauma, injury, or the possibility of death? The answer to that would be a big, fat yes. The diagnosis, active treatments, and surgeries alone were reason enough for me to be struggling with PTSD. But what contributed the most were some events that shook my emotional state and brought me to my knees in more ways than one. While writing this book, I launched a great debate in my mind. Do I include my experiences with PTSD or not? It has proven to be the hardest part to write about. I have grappled with how to introduce it, organize it, write about it, and make it work. There has been much rearranging and backspacing of words, along with the occasional outburst of, why am I doing this? I don't know why it has been such a struggle. I only know that it needs to be included because it will help me achieve one of my goals for this book, inspiring others who are in the trenches of fighting cancer. I have found that not a lot of people talk about what happens in the aftershock of cancer, and it is a story that I feel needs to be shared.